Hi everyone! I'm so glad that you can join me for my ghost craft today. I'm so excited, and I am flying solo. My partner in crime is not here, so I'm going to need you guys to comment and keep me company so that we can get through this. If you haven't checked them out yet, make sure that you check out our Sew and Spill bows. They are live on the website now. They're so fun for home decor, and they are great for fall. They're great for Halloween. They're all up, and they are so fun. So go check them out right now. Also, our Riley Blake Sew Along is starting soon. There are a few kits left, and that is starting with Bethany and her special guest, Corey, on October 22nd. So make sure that you snag one of those. Those are also on the website, so go get those. And one last thing, who has gone, anybody go to Houston Quilt Market? That was this last week. The reason I am here instead of cute Melody or Bethany is because Melody and Bethany and Keisha are all at Quilt Market this week, and they were getting to have all of the fun while I'm here working hard. To go and say hi to them, I hope that they were getting to do all the fun things while I'm here working in the studio, but I definitely have major FOMO. I've been watching all of the fun reels, and it looks like so much fun. They've been doing all of the fun things. And Quilt Festival starts at the end of this week, and Keisha and Melody are going to be there as well. So make sure that you go and say hi at the CutterPillar booth. And if you're not going to make it, you can check out our website. We have some fun quilting bundles, some Houston Quilt Market bundles that are on the website right now, and you can get those for your holiday crafting, and we can all feel like we were actually there and while we do our holiday crafts. Anyway, then we can feel like we were already there, right? So hi everybody. Are we so excited? I'm so excited. What are you guys working on for your seasonal crafting? Are you guys ready to do a ghost craft? If you subscribe to the blog, you should have gotten a supply list already, but I want to show you guys. This is just like some fun scrap fabric. I've got some like little scrap fabrics here. We've got some like liquid starch, a little balloon in a mason jar for our makeshift mold. And we're going to make these cute little ghosties. I'll show you. I've got some finished ones here. They kind of remind me of our, do you guys ever, like your grandmas make your costumes out of vintage sheets? This is what it reminds me of, and I think they're so cute. I don't know if you can see the details on it, but they just are little. I got some like little floral ones as well. Aren't these the cutest? I think they're so cute. And they're just little stiff. They just sit right there on your mantle or on your table. You can put a little light in them, and I think they're just darling. Anyway, my mom also used to make my Halloween costumes out of just whatever we had lying around. And no joke, when I was 5 years old, I definitely spent the entire trick-or-treating around the neighborhood as a kid wearing my mom's, what I thought was a fancy nightgown, but as an adult, I definitely think was probably lingerie. It was silky. We'll just say that, but I was a cute witch. Anyway, so let's get started. What you'll need is for these are little ghosts. You can make these honestly any size. You just need like a bigger balloon, bigger jar, whatever you want to use to mold. But I like kind of just these little small tabletop size, but you could do really any size. So for this size, which is about, I would say like 8 to 10 inches tall, you need about a 15-inch square of fabric, which I've already cut. And then I've done, for these ones, I've just done a cute little scalloped hem, just because I love a cute detail. And so I'm going to show you how to do this, but you don't need to do a scalloped hem. You could just cut it with pinking shears. You could rip it if you want a little, you know, like kind of a spooky frayed edge. You could just leave it raw. The liquid starch that we're going to use is going to kind of, it will help, you know, with the fraying, but you can do whatever you want. You could honestly even just do like a zigzag or a blanket stitch, whatever you want to do to finish it, you can. I love a scallop detail, so that's what we're going to do today. But you can use your creativity and definitely post it and show me what you decide to do. But for today, we're doing the scallop. And I'm just going to take my CutterPillar light board. If we can get an overhead shot. I've got my little scallop template here. And you just take your fabric marker and your cute little sheet / fabric. You can do this with any fabric. You could go, you know, vintage sheet like me, or you could go spooky fabric, you know, whatever your Halloween holiday projects are. You've got some leftover fabric. I just made a witch's, like a quilted witch's hat, and I have a lot of leftover fabric that would be cute for these too. If you want to go like kind of a dark and spooky vibe, I would love to see those too. So I'm just lining up the scallop template about a ½ inch up on my grid on my CutterPillar Premium light board. So it's about a ½ inch. I like to start in the middle of the scallops just so that I can make sure it's even on both sides. And then I take my fabric and I, very high tech, fold it in half so I know where the middle is. You can mark it however you want, but that's what I do. And then I line up, I like to leave about a ½ inch from the bottom to where I'm drawing the scallops, because you're going to cut this out later and you're going to sew it. So you want a little bit of room there. And then you're just going to trace. And so I'll show you. And like I said, start in the middle. Love the light boards because it's so easy to see. This scallop template is on the blog. If you guys subscribe to that, along with all of the supplies for this craft. Love to hear what you guys are making too. And then when we get to the corners, so I just kind of like reline this up, leave your fabric there and just kind of like line it up again. And then I don't do the corner all the way, and I'll show you why. Because you're going to kind of make just like a round scallop on the edge and hook 2 scallops together. So I just kind of leave that open for now. And then I'm going to recenter this. Again, we're starting in the center. I've got this lined up about a ½ inch. Turning my fabric, finding the center again with my super high-tech fold here, and then lining that up, giving myself about a ½ inch. Lining up centers, and then just tracing my scallop with a fabric marker. So this will disappear. I am tracing on the right side of the fabric because that's where I want my sewn detail. But this fabric marker will disappear. So it's really bright right now, but it disappears with time, which is great. All right. Okay, so then remember how I said we were going to get to this edge? So we line that up. And I don't know if you can see, but it just makes a nice round circle like that. So I've got like a circle. Sorry, my head is in the way. So I've got a circle here for the corner, and then my scallops go right here. And then you're going to do that, you know, repeat the thing on all the sides. But you guys don't want to watch me do the whole thing. So I've got I did one already. So this one has it all the way traced around, and I'm just going to show you how I sew it really quick. And so I have my, and you could do this, you know, with just a scallop stitch if you want smaller scallops. I kind of like the big scallops because I like it to flare out and look like a little bit of a, like a little dress, or, you know, it's just a cute detail. But so I like to set my machine on a zigzag stitch, and I like to make the width of it to like a 4.5, and then the length to like a 0.3, just so that it kind of looks like a little satiny stitch. And I'll show you how I sew those really quick. So you're just going to follow your lines, and again, you're doing the right side of the fabric. And I've never sewn standing up before, so we're going to try this, but it might be a little bit interesting. So, oh, I'm okay. I'll be okay. All right. So you're just going to follow your line. And hold on a second. Also helps if your needle is threaded. All right. Okay, here we go. Now we're in business. Okay, when we get to the top of the scallop, I like to stop with my needle on the left side, and then I like to, while the needle is down, lift up my presser foot and turn it so that I'm facing down on the scallop. And then you're just going to repeat again. Do the same thing, follow your line. Okay, so stop with your needle on the left side with the needle down, lift up your presser foot, and then turn your fabric so that you can sew down the side of the scallop again. And then we'll do one more, and then I'll show you guys. Okay. All right. So can we get an overhead? Can you see, let's see. Can we, oh, I don't know if we can really see this detail very well. I'm like, how can I show this? Can you see the detail on that? A little bit? Like, to which where? It's the main camera? Okay, try the main camera. Oh, like, try to zoom in on that. So you see how there's like this little scallop detail there? You just sew along those lines, and it makes just such a pretty little stitch detail. Not necessary for this craft, but I just think it's kind of a cute extra touch that you can do to make it fun. And then when you're done, you know, sewing all the way around, you just take your fabric scissors and you're just going to cut out around without like cutting your actual stitches. You just cut around each, you know, each scallop. And then brings you to here, and you get like this cute little scalloped piece of fabric. I've ironed this out. It gets a little bit wavy with the scallops. You can press it if you want. It honestly doesn't matter because, you know, you're going to turn it into a ghost. You're going to get it. You're going to soak it with liquid starch and kind of, you know, get it all, you know, wet and bumpy anyway. But this is what you end up with after you sew all the way around and you cut out your scallops. This is kind of your final piece. And again, you can do this differently. I have another little ghost that I made. This one has just a scallop stitch on the bottom. So she doesn't have the big, you know, those big scallops. She just has like a little scallop stitch setting on there, but which is still a cute little detail. And I still think that it's fun. And it's just totally up to whatever your preference is. But, you know, there we go. So the next step, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Get my glow board out of the way. So the next step is so fun. Oh. Let's see. So what are you guys? You guys need to talk to me. I need to know what you guys are doing. What crafts are you guys doing? How would you guys use these little ghosties? They're so fun. You could make them so big. If you had some, you know, big fabric and big balloons, they're so fun. Okay. All right. So I'm getting my gloves on because I don't like sticky hands, but I mean, you do you. Some people don't mind the stickiness, but I do. So you're going to take your fabric, your finished, you know, however you want to do it. If you just want to do, you know, your square like this, you could do that. If you want, you know, to tear the hem, you could do that. However you want it finished. When you're ready to mold your ghost, you're literally just going to take, this is just fabric stiffener and like draping liquid. I got this at Michael's. You could use just regular liquid starch. I've seen Mod Podge has a version of this. Whatever you want to use to like stiffen your fabric, you can do that. But whatever you want to use, you just want to get like I like to use just a little plastic bowl. I don't like to use my, you know, nice bowls for this, but you can use whatever you want. So just get like a little paper bowl, get your fabric. You're going to kind of crunch it up in there, and then you're going to just pour a bunch of this liquid starch over your fabric and kind of mush it in there. It's like glue. It's basically like glue. We can get an overhead shot of that. So, and you're really just going to work it into the fabric. And you might need more because you want it pretty saturated, but you want to wring out the excess. You want it not so much that it's, you know, dripping, but you want it like pretty, you want it pretty soaked. So you're really going to like work it in there. Got to get my mold ready. And I've got some parchment paper down just, you know, to catch some extra drips. I'm going to kind of wring out any excess. Make sure that it's like fully covered. And if you need a little bit more, you can do more. Kind of reminds me of, in elementary school, did you guys ever put glue on your hands and let it dry and then peel it off? That is like the same texture of what we're working with. Oh, Susan says, I'm thinking of making these for each of my grandchildren, with my granddaughter getting the head bow for my and my grandson's getting bow ties. So cute. Yes, that would be so fun. And you know what, Susan? These are also good crafts to do with your grandkids. I have kids. My oldest is turning 14 this month, and my youngest just turned 3. And my daughters especially really want to make these. And I told them, I'm like, as soon as I'm done teaching everybody how to do this, I will make these with you. They think that they are so fun, and they're so easy and kid-friendly. It's kind of like science project meets crafting. It's like the best of both worlds. And I think that, you know, depending on the fabric that you choose, you can totally, you know, you can go any style, boy, girl, bow tie, hair bow, or, you know, any accessories. You could do some cute little wire glasses I thought would be cute. A little witch hat. I mean, it's like endless, whatever your creativity is. And if you do make these, you have to tag me and put them in our CutterPillar Creations Hub, because I would love to see. I just feel like there's so many different things that you could do with these. So after you get your fabric saturated, you're going to kind of mold it over your balloon. And you could do like a, you know, like a fat kind of ghost. You could do a skinny kind of ghost. You could do, again, this is your preference. You kind of get your folds the way that you want. And when it dries, it's going to be in the shape that you're molding it right now. So you get your pleats the way that you want it, and you can flare out your bottom the way that you want it. I like to show off the cute scallops. So I kind of like to make sure that those are flared out in a cute way. I mean, I spent all of that time making those cute scallops, so we want to make sure that we're showing them off, right? I also think these would be cute in spooky fabric, you know. So I like, you know, this is kind of vintage sheet design, but you could do, honestly, anything. And just wait till I show you what they look like all lit up with a little candle inside. They're so, so cute. So you kind of work with them for a little bit, like this. Just make sure that none of your scallops are like tucked under, because they will dry that way. So you want to just take the extra time, make sure that it's just how you want it. And, you know, you want a flat enough base so that when you're setting it out, that it's going to stand up by itself once it's dry. And then basically that is the craft, and you just let it go, you let it sit there and dry, and then it's done. It dries, I would say, probably overnight. It doesn't, I mean, honestly, a couple of hours even. It doesn't take very long. For the sake of this tutorial, we're not going to wait for it to dry to add our little accessories like our eyes. But normally, I would say you probably want to let it dry. I'm just going to plug in my glue gun really quick right here. Okay. While that's heating up, so I've got my, I've just got some black felt. It's a little bit sparkly because, you know, glitter. We love glitter. You're just going to cut out a couple little eyes, whatever shape you want. You can make them even. You could do like a big eye and a little eye. That could be cute. Whatever your little heart desires. And again, so easy for little kids. This is basically just cutting and gluing, besides the sewing part. But again, that's kind of an optional. If you don't want to do the sewing, it's just so easy for kids to just do whatever they want to do. Fun grandma craft, fun mom craft. And they're so cute, and they just last, you know. Yeah, my girls want them in their rooms. Make sure you got a little flat spot for your eyeballs. going to turn that. See if my glue gun is hot enough. Give it another second. And then you can just do any kind of scrappy, you know, fabric for your bow. So I've got like some ribbon. I've got some old, you know, scrap fabric. I've just made these bows. We've got like this little guy, just any kind of like little hair bow that you want to make that you can glue on here. And again, like Susan's idea of doing a cute little bow tie would be so cute. Just, you know, don't have the tails on there. How cute would that be? Little bow tie. You could just do even just like a little remnant, whatever like that. I mean, really, there's like little witch hat would be cute. I've got some like ribbon bows. You can do whatever you think goes with your fabric, whatever vibe you're wanting to give off. I mean, they're all cute in my opinion. Like, hold that up. I'm like, so cute. Whatever you want to do. And then you're just going to hot glue it. Hot glue it on. Oh, so let me get this little, okay. And try not to burn yourself because I do constantly. So you're just going to glue your eyes on wherever you think looks good. Like, hopefully you guys can see this. Like I said, you'd normally probably want to just wait until it's dry. But for the sake of, you know, not making you guys hang out with me all night, we'll just do this really quick. Boop. And then I think we'll do this little bow. I'm like, it's so cute. Just like a little mini sew and spill bow, guys. You got to go check them out. Hopefully the hot glue doesn't pop my balloon mold. Didn't think about that. When it's dry, you guys can either pop the balloon to get it out, or you can just pull the balloon out if you want to reuse it. Either way, you can put, you know, the little bow on the side, or you can put it in the center, like this one I think I did on the center. This one is kind of on the side. I don't know. It just kind of depends on your preference, but they're just, I don't know. It's kind of whatever, you know, choose your own adventure, whatever you want to do. And then I kind of like the idea. So all of these kind of can be a little ghost family. They all kind of just go together, you know. They have a vibe, and you can put them, like I said, on your mantle, on your tabletop. You can do whatever you want to do. And I was going to show you guys. I don't know if it will work in here, but I've got these little tea lights. You guys know I love a tea light. If anybody tuned into my Patriotic Starcraft, I love to put lights in things. So you can put these little tea lights in, and they just light up. Oh, I'm like, can we see that? It might be too bright in here, but you can put these little tea lights in, and you guys will just have to trust me that they light up so cute, and they just kind of flicker, and they're just like the cutest little ghosts. And so these particular lights, I just got them on Amazon, and they even come with like a little timer remote, you know, and so I can just either set a timer so they can just be on at night, you know, for a couple hours, or I can just like turn them off and on. Can you see that? I'm like, I feel like you can kind of see it, right? Kind of see it. But anyway, so you can kind of see these cute little ghosts, and they light up. And I'm like, who doesn't love spooky lights for Halloween? I love everything to light up. So we've got our cute little Cute little ghosts, cute little light up. Olaf, oh my gosh, Tracy, that is the cutest idea. That would be adorable. I love it. And yes, any accessories that you want, anything would be so cute. You can hot glue some bows, sew up some bows. You guys are so creative. I would love to see any of your ideas. And like I said, if you guys make these, make sure that you post them on our CutterPillar Creations Hub. If you go to Quilt Festival, make sure you tell Melody and Keisha just how hard I was working here without them. Make them feel really bad. And make sure that you guys get your Riley Blake kits and your Sew and Spill home decor bows and your quilt bundles. You guys, go check them out. Are there any questions before I hop off? This is like a really easy, simple craft. So if there's anything that you guys want to know. Jana, I'm too cheap to buy holiday decor, but I will gladly spend triple on decor materials to make my own. One day when I have time. Jana, you for sure have time to make this. Look, we made them in literally half an hour. They're so simple, and I totally agree with you. Part of it is just, you know, the easy, like, it's like the meditative like time making them is so much more worth it than buying pre-made decor that you just like set up there. It makes more. And memories, you can do it with a friend, you can do it with family. It's so much fun. Oh, thank you, Susan. You've done a wonderful instructional program. That's so nice. Thank you. It was so fun. Honestly, I've had so much fun making these. I'm going to make them with my kids later because they've been begging. So that will be so fun. Do you use the CutterPillar Glow? So I use the CutterPillar Premium right here to trace the template on. So this is the CutterPillar Premium, and it is great. This is the cordless version. So the Classic has a cord, but the Premium is cordless, which is amazing for anybody that hates a lot of cords. This is great. I'm sorry, I've got it upside down, but there you go. So yes, I love this board. All of our glow boards are great. All of our lights. We have many to choose from. There's a mini version. You can take it on the road with you. I mean, this one honestly is so portable too. So are there any other questions? Oh, light up. Sorry. What do you mean? Club do scrap. What do you mean? Do you want to elaborate? Oh, I lost signal. Are you talking about the flex light or? Oh, yeah. The glow board lights up. I think that's what they meant. Well, anyway. Okay, well, I think that's all for today. So if you guys make these, just remember, and they turn out cute, you just remember who taught you. And it was me. Thanks so much. I know. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.